that since it was a dual band compressor, I could feed one input in, which was a keyboard sound going and have that trigger the noise gate on the open channel where I threw the beat through. So it only opened up when the keyboard sound played, which is a stupidly analog way to do something I could do in 2 seconds now in Reason, you know? But I had this effect on the beat. Right here. Just chopped. The leads. Bass line. Drum line thing back in. Oh, piano. Behind that, so that the drum machine, so that the drums aren't just completely chopped, I have this. I ran the main drums through a filter phaser, and I added another drum track, which, believe it or not, is just me fooling around on the drum set when it was in the East Boston studios, summer of '94. Just me playing. Loop that up, put that in to thicken up the beat, so that the beat as a whole does this. Oh, sorry. Then, as if things weren't complicated enough, at that point, I bring in a sample that's not anywhere else, and it's right in tune with everything else. Everything worked out really well. Here. The T Plays It Cool, Marvin Gaye, the instrumental from the Trouble Man soundtrack. And it worked really well, right in key with everything else. Bring the pianos in and you'll see.
Ripping the flows that make you say fuck yeah. If it ain't from the heart, then I just don't care.
Sorry, hang on. That was Tom. Piano. Piano. Here we go. Drums. The usage of that T Plays It Cool is kind of traditional for us, whatever that means, in terms of an intro, because the intro for the song Resistance, or Rancho, who is that? The Resistance, that used the T Plays It Cool thing in the background. Initially, that was an intro for Trail Mix. We cut that off. We used it as an intro for Sale, and then I used this as an intro for As Is. Speaking of which, the names of those albums, Tommy finished his verse. I loved it. You know, Type 4 Trail Mix, For Sale As Is. Just naming all the albums, but also it's a sentence that makes sense. So I wanted that to, another thing that occurred to me is I wanted, along with that Sly sample that just cuts off, I wanted everything to come up crescendo to the very end and then just stop. And that's where $3 Wine, the guitar sample, comes in to start the album.
For sale as is,
and just stops, you know. But with the beats,
for the kids and I rock for
turn everything on.
Type 4's got a bell, take a stroll for the soul, 'cause the snow's got a man. Another back from
and just stops. I love that. Just builds up and stops. So this whole thing is like one big build. It kind of was, Contract on the World Love Jam, the PE thing at the beginning. It gets into Coldplay. And just everything that was on my mind. One thing I'll say about this, there's only been a few songs, up until recently, using Reason, I'm able to do everything I want. I'm able to pour every little bit of, if something occurs to me at 2 in the morning, I just wake up, stumble over here, and, add it into the song. But using all the way back to layers, to just cutting back and forth in like 85, 86, and then 4-track production from 88 to 92, and then 16-track digital production 93 to 2010 or whatever. 2012 really, which was written in red. There's only been a few songs where I feel like I got everything in there. That came out exactly the way I wanted. Every little thing that occurred to me, every little bit is in that song, and it's my instrumental track, 3,000 Miles Away, which is also on YouTube. That, Blame It on Tom is a great song. And this, Beat. Just everything happens the way I wanted it to. Oh, and the intro to Trail Mix. The beginning of Touch the Hog. The way everything fades in and the little vocal samples work off each other. That's perfect also. But this song is one of the only ones where everything happens exactly the way that I wanted it to. There's nothing in there that I would change. Nothing I need to add. Everything goes exactly where it needs to. And it's interesting because it is just an intro. Tom has one little short verse, and then bam, just ends, and it goes right into 3,000 miles. Into $3 wine, $3,000 wine. Maybe we can afford that now. With these videos hyping up all of our popularity. Anyway, I went on way too long. This is like, I was hoping I could keep this stuff under 20 minutes, and I've gone twice as long. But part of that was just talking about the background, everything going into this. After Brian's death, after Eric's death, Mike no longer in the picture. It was just myself and Tom looking at each other. What are we going to do? This is what we did. This is what we have done. What we came back and we've done. And that's where we're at. So, thanks for watching and listening. And check out the next episode where I'll do it in like 5 minutes. I'll run through a track in 5 minutes. No more. And check out the rest of the stuff, Tracknowledgement. Check us out on type4music.com. And all sorts of interesting stuff coming soon. We're going to have a video for Look Back and Laugh soon. We started production on that. But we're taking our time, getting it right. It's like a little mini movie. It'll be cool. So, thank you very much. See you next time.